What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. Let's get right off into this. Kea Rose goes off on Papoose for trying to take advantage over Clarissa Shields. So this is what she says, and that's the title of this clip down here. And this is what she exposes. Some of the same thing Remy was doing. Again, when Remy made this statement right here, a lot of people said that. Hold on. When Remy made this statement,
your whole life ahead of you. Why are you attaching yourself to this 47-year-old man that doesn't have anything going, has no career, no job, no income, except for the income that he's claiming off of your percentage because he's your manager? Got you out here talking, looking crazy.
when Remy said that again, Clarissa Shields took to the internet and said, that's not true. Papoose ain't my manager. She lying. Because she was ashamed. Because what it did was put her in a different light to actually expose, like, hold on. Not only is you with her husband, but you didn't let this man come in and take over your business and run things now, and he's still married. And she like, no, that's not true, because she didn't want to make herself seem like that was actually the truth, because it made people think like, damn, girl, like, really? Already? Kea Rose want to chime in on things. And this is what she had to say about the situation.
When did you become a boxing manager, Papoose? He must have amazing because Clarissa is willing to fight. I seen a picture on Facebook the other day where she had these shorts on and it said, "This ass belongs to Papoose." You must have some good dick. Is it a skill to find somebody to exploit so that you can have money? Yes, it's a skill. A lot of women don't see that because of good dick and hope. When did you become a boxing manager?
Okay. I would say this to some degree. A lot of women are so broken and hurt in relationships and things they didn't went through that they root for love. They root for love, and they want to see people together as a result of what fell apart in their lives and their relationships. And this is so true. And why things like this actually get a lot of attention, and why so many shows is built on these type of things that so many women are tuned into and like watching. They want this for them so bad, where they see it failed at between him and Remy. Because what was presented about Papoose to the world was, again, you stand up, strong man, love, loyalty, devoted, this and this and that. But what was not being addressed was the control, was the obsession, was the smothering. That was not being addressed. That was not being presented, by which these things tend to almost always draw women away and make them not respect you as a result of being too clingy, because it comes off in being too soft when women is the ones who's supposed to be clingy. So even though it can start out okay, but later it becomes a problem, and it's looked at as weakness, whether we accept it or not. That's just the facts of life. So that statement was made. Clarissa Shields immediately shuts it down and say Remy is lying. He not my manager. Well, the fact of the matter is, he is your manager. It's documented. It's the truth. So she wasn't lying. And this woman right here, Kea Rose, is also aware of this and saying the same thing too. Like, hold on. Really? Like, already? He must got some good sex to just come right in and take over everything, and now be running and calling everything, and he's still a married man. But again, like she said, a lot of women just don't want to see it because they rooting for it. This is what they want. This is what they want to see. So they ain't looking at it like that. They not seeing like, hold on, what if this not real? What if this just a come up? They're not looking at that because they want it so bad. They're not seeing it like that. Remy made this statement. Here's another statement Remy made. I want to chime in on. Listen to this statement.
Your whole life ahead of you. Why are you attaching yourself to this 47-year-old man that doesn't have anything?
When she make that statement, you being 30 years old, why are you attaching yourself to this 47-year-old man? That's what Remy said. Well, Remy didn't know, or she probably did know, because come to find out, her and Clarissa Shields been knowing each other longer than we thought. Longer than we thought. It's said among family members and associates that they all attended a COVID party together in 2020. All of them was there. Remy was there, Clarissa Shields was there, Papoose was there. They was all in the same party together in 2020, right? This stuff could be confirmed. Also, what a lot of people don't know, when Remy make that statement, why are you attaching yourself to the 47-year-old man being 30 years old? And you got your whole career ahead of you. Like, you got all this, and you coming up, you got the popularity, you got a lot of things happening. Why would you attach yourself to the 47-year-old man? Well, Clarissa Shields grew up watching Love and Hip Hop as a teenager. During around the time Remy Ma and Papoose was headlining it. As a result of that, she was very fond of Papoose. And Papoose and Remy Ma relationship. She was very fond of that. She desired it at a time when she was being made fun of, being disrespected, still struggling with sexual assault. So Papoose was looked at as being like a hero, a Prince Charming, a knight in shining armor. The type of movies you see when you watching, I want him to be my man. That's how she was. So she had this attraction to Papoose, watching one of her favorite shows, Love and Hip Hop, all that time. And she began to tell some of her family and friends that one day she's going to marry Papoose. She's on record saying this to family and friends. So it's no coincidence once she got on top and became popular and famous to where her name holds some type of interest to where she can reach out to other stars. They notice her and befriend her. And this is what happened with her and Remy. She reached out to Remy Ma and began to befriend Remy. What Remy didn't know is that she was in love with her husband and that she idolized Remy for being with Papoose. And she wanted to be a part of it because they were her favorites on TV. This is a fact that her family and friends have already confirmed. In the process of this, she began to be their friend. When opportunity opened up the door and Remy and Pap had that fallout and she was acknowledging of it, that was her opportunity. And as a means of that being her opportunity, what ended up happening is she get to take her shot.
We always together, we're always connected. So it's not like we're fighting over a man or anything like that. Like, that's a stupid narrative. I'm a grown ass woman and I'm a good looking woman who's successful. I'm not gonna fight over no man.
Real talk.
I can get any man that I want if we're being honest. But I chose him, he chose me, and we're together.
Okay, right there. That's what I be meaning by deception. Notice how the guys who listening, like when she made that statement, they thought she just said something real. Notice what she said though. She said, I'm with him, he with me, so it ain't like we fighting over a man. Okay, then what would be the problem? What would be the problem between you and Remy Ma if it's not Papoose? Why? What's the wedge there? It'll be a man. Because if you wasn't having sex with her husband, y'all would still be trading secrets and talking on the phone and inboxing like you used to do all the way up to when she found out you was having sex with her husband, which is a man. Then you said, I'm not fighting over no man, but that's exactly what you're doing. You already told her when y'all was arguing over the Papoose situation. You said, how you going to get mad at me when you got two boyfriends? Then you told her, bring your ass outside and get your ass beat. That's what you said to her. Over her husband. Over her husband. You said that. Then you said, I'm not fighting over no man. I could get any man I want. Okay, well, why didn't you? Why did you choose Papoose, who is already married? Because according to you, you said, I chose him and he chose me. Why would you choose him when you already associating with Remy Ma, going all the way back to 2020, and you knew that that was that woman's husband, and you know how he feel about that woman? Why would you pull yourself in that when we know how he feel about that woman? Because it goes back to what I've been telling y'all. She grew up watching him on Love and Hip Hop as a teenager. She fell in love with him while she was going through hardship in her life. So there was a part of her who always desired that. Let me show y'all what I also been noticing, man, and this real. Some of them NBA stars been doing this. Y'all got to pay attention to what these brothers and sisters doing. They going after their fantasy they was growing up desiring. Zion Williamson did this. Kevin Durant and them did this. This is documented. When they were teenagers, growing up, they was watching porn, masturbating to porn stars. Yeah, while they teenager boys doing the little manny thing all on their phones, watching hardcore pornography, growing up lusting after certain porn women. Then when they got their NBA contracts and got all that money, guess what they did? They reached out to them same porn stars that they were growing up masturbating and lusting after as teenagers and started having sex with the porn stars they used to grow up masturbating to when they were broke and poor. The same thing Clarissa Shields did. When she was coming up as a teenager, watching Love and Hip Hop, being broke and poor, she was in love with the idea of being with Papoose at the same time going through her trials and tribulations of sexual assault and hurt and abuse and suffering and being called names. She actually even said it on this interview of the hardship she was going through. And she looked at Papoose and being a knight in shining army because of how he was when it came to what the TV show on Love and Hip Hop, or how he was there for Remy Ma. So she desired that. A lot of women did. That's why they like him. That's why they support him because that's what was presented, you know? And she desired that and she wanted that. And when she got into a position of power, money, and a credible name, she reached out to them without them really knowing what really drove her to them. And she wanted to live her fantasy. Same thing she promised her friends. One day I'm going to marry Papoose. And that's what she did. Well, she ain't marry him. And I doubt if they're going to get married. They're not going to get married. Remy have the power. Not only that, again, Papoose don't love this woman. I'm sorry, he don't love her. I really see this as a come up. With all the evidence I know and all the things I've seen and all the things that I see what's happening here. And I see he's using this as an opportunity to win his wife back because now he has something to bring to the table again. And just like she gave, look, it's just like he gave her a pass to some degree, a continuing, it's nothing but easy to Black Captain and Remy all over again. If you go to the tapes, remember Remy was telling Papoose let me deal with Easy to get this quick money right quick, because they needed it. They needed it. They both admitted they were struggling financially, so they needed to come up. Pap felt some type of way, but what did he say he did? He gave her to after the Hitman Holler event, said, okay, I'm going to let you deal with him. But after the Hitman Holler event with him and Easy, cut it off. That was the agreement. So he allowed it until that event. This ain't no different. Look, I came up now. I'm her manager, her writer, her producer. I got her under contracts. I got her wrapped around my finger, and she bringing way more money than Easy. Man, let me do this. Like you told me on Easy, right? Let me do this now. Let me do this now. And we back to where we was. On top again. That's what I see going on. Why wouldn't that be the conversation? Why wouldn't that be the conversation? I let you do it with Easy. You told me to hold off. Let you milk that cow. Okay, well, I'm asking you to do the same thing. And guess what? Now we back. Because no matter how you look at it, they both wrong. Remy and Papoose both wrong no matter how y'all look at it. I don't care what y'all say. None of y'all can say that that's a lie. Because they still married. Period. And Remy have the power to actually prolong the divorce if she's not happy with the outcome. And now since she's seeing Papoose is in a good position, better than her, and she know how he feel about her, and Clarissa Shield believing that she could take away 20 years to the 1 year he been with her, Remy got something to prove. Remy said, I believe Remy setting her up for like one of the biggest embarrassment of her career. I believe it. I believe it. I believe if Remy Ma and Clarissa Shield was hanging by the arms of Papoose on the mountain and he could only save one, who y'all think he letting go? Let me ask y'all this one more time. Papoose is on the mountain. In one hand is Clarissa Shield, in one hand is Remy Ma. They clinging to dear life. He have to let one go, or they both die, or all three of them die. He got to let one go. And he's steady going slowly and slowly to the edge. And he losing strength. He got to let one go. Question. Who you believe he let go?